Hello, Taurus Sun, Capricorn Rising. This is your year ahead reading. I'm going to start off, though, with a little get to know you kind of info. With a Capricorn Rising, people may see you as somebody who is very practical, maybe somebody who's kind of a leader when it comes to service projects, things that help others out. You may even be the one that comes up with different ideas or at least helps in the planning of it. At the minimum, you like to get the people together in order to make things happen. Capricorn is also a cardinal earth sign, and your sun is a fixed earth sign. And your sun is most likely, not in all cases, but most likely in the 5th house with your Capricorn rising. This means that you may find your most fulfillment in doing creative projects. So if you do suggest some sort of project to help a community or to help serve others, you are more likely to follow through from it or get more enjoyment out of it if it involves creative expression in some way, whether that's helping teach others or doing your own project or helping on a big, massive project together. If it's creative, you're more likely to be committed from that, and that makes you feel good, makes you feel more fulfilled in your life if you have some sort of creative outlet. All right, now I'm going to pull 12 cards for your year ahead, plus a 13th card from the bottom of the deck for additional info or maybe a theme. I'm going to lay out 12 cards numbered 1 through 12. You can choose April or May as your first month, and then it's 12 months from that point forward. So we're starting off here. We have the Page of Pentacles. So month 1, month 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then month 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. And then the card from the bottom of the deck, which is the Three of Swords. I'm going to take a moment to look at these overall and see what initial impressions come through. And then we'll get into each card. So my overall impression or phrase that's coming through is moving on. This is your year where you do a lot of moving on or movement forward. And as I'm getting into it, just looking at the whole cards, it feels like there may have been some event or something that happened prior to this 12-month period, like shortly before, maybe within the 3 months before, that has caused you to maybe rethink things and evaluate your life as a whole, and you're ready to make some changes. So that's what I'm getting mainly coming through. Now, if we're looking at the card from the back of the deck, we have the Three of Swords. This is a card that's indicating some sort of heartbreak, or at least perceived heartbreak. It's a sword, and swords are an air element, and those are all about our intellect and communication. So you could have had somebody who was lying to you, who betrayed you, who let you down significantly, which can be painful, and it can cause you a lot of anger. She's not just feeling hurt, she's feeling angry, is the energy I'm getting out of this card. And frustrated, and just why would you do that kind of energy is what I'm getting from this. This feels like this is part of what happened prior to this 12-month period, and this is what you are working through. Now, the feeling, the intensity of the feelings actually don't stick around too long, because your heart was never truly involved here. This was all about the communication, the way the message was delivered, or the deception that was involved. You are not as much as emotionally connected to the people involved here as you thought you were initially. It's just that you had trusted in that connection, in the communication, and you're finding out that it was misleading, purposely misleading, which can hurt and can cause anger and frustration and all the things. But it feels like you're moving past that, and that's what caused you to do this reevaluation, because now you're like, enough of that. I ain't going to deal with that no more. I'm moving on. So let's get into each of the months here. We're starting off with the Page of Pentacles. Pentacles in general are kind of a fresh energy, newness in there, a little bit of naivete, just because They're starting to journey down or to look into something that they've never done before. So it's new to them. There is a sense of excitement, of wonder, of questions. Who, what, when, where, hi. I want to know these things. I want to learn. The Page of Pentacles is going to have to deal more with career or finances or home life, and they're looking for something new. So they're moving out of the old place to somewhere new, but they don't know where yet. They're looking. Or they're looking for a new career. They don't know what or with what company. Maybe they know the industry, but they don't know what company. Maybe they want to move to a different company, or maybe they're changing industries, or maybe this is somebody who is going to college for the first time, or going out and getting some new certifications and exploring that. They don't know where things will end up, but they know that they want to change and they're ready for it and they're excited about it. They're resolved too. So there is a sense of fresh energy and new beginnings here in month 1. In month 2, we have the Queen of Wands. Did I say that you guys are 5th house energy? Yes. For your sun. The Queen of Wands. Wands are a fire element. This is all about creativity, passion, a zest for life, boldness and vitality. And the Queen of Wands, the Queen of Wands she's the biggest cheerleader. She's out there saying, yes, get it, go for it. That kind of energy is what's coming through here, okay? She's amazing. She is very verbal. She's very expressive and in her opinions and her thoughts and what she wants. Wands with that fire, that passion, very much linked to the creativity. So there must be some project, maybe a community project or something like that, that you are very much into here, that maybe is culminating here and coming to fruition in month 2, where you have that passion and you have that excitement, where you are cheering on everybody involved here. And you are almost willing it. It's almost like your energy is making this happen, is feeding it the whole thing. It's a really good card, and it's definitely very energetic. It feels really good, and it feels excited. And that feels like you, actually. It feels good. So there's this sense of excitement and vitality, and let's do this kind of energy in month 2. In month 3, we have the Tower. This is a major arcana card, and this is usually about something crumbling to the ground, that it cannot be rebuilt, and it must start over. It's unexpected or it happens quickly, but it's necessary. And this does not feel like a negative thing, which is typically what you would expect. This feels like this was a willful, I'm done, I'm over it, I'm cutting off all contact, I am getting a new phone number, I am starting over. Willfully, suddenly you said, like, that's it, I'm done, it's over. Cutting the cord, which brings that down. And now you start fresh. But you made that choice. You just made it quickly, unexpectedly quickly. You didn't think you'd end up in this spot or that you would ever do this, but you do. For your own integrity, for your own growth, to reclaim your energy and your space. You deemed this necessary and you went through with it and you did it. Much to the dismay of others, probably, but that's not your problem. This is you doing something to give yourself that true fresh start in at least one area of your life of significance. And it's by choice. And it happens quickly. You ain't taking it no more kind of energy. Okay. And then we have the 10 of Pentacles, which is a card where you're completing a cycle, which makes sense with that Tower card right in front of it too. This is a legacy card. You're changing things up. You have built something better. You created a legacy for others in your line to follow. That could be old friends, it could be family, it could just be your ancestral line and karma. But you have reset it. and set up something that can help everybody who chooses to pursue the same thing to do the same thing. And you have a lot of support here, more than you expected, probably. You're leading the way. You're the trailblazer in your family here. There's a lot of support. There may even be an actual celebration, but I just feel a lot of it's about damn time one of us did this kind of energy. And you just happened to be the one who took the step, who made the change, who did the thing. Good job. And then we have another page, this time of Wands in month 5. So now this may be a fresh new project. Again, this is going to be probably related to your hobby, to the creative pursuits, because it's Wands. Again, it's a new thing, something you have not tried before, and you're excited to get into it, to explore it. This could even have to do with dance and movement in some way. So something you have not tried before, but it is creative, it is expressive, and you feel good when you're doing it. It's a happy card, a joyful card. And again, fresh new energy. You're filling your life with positive things, which is just going to bring more positive things in. You're feeding really good energy into your life. I love this. But yeah, this is a new pursuit, a new idea, some sort of new hobby or passion, or something new that you want to try, at least for now. And you're excited about it. It does feel very movement based. Yeah. Like tap dancing. For some reason, that's coming through. And the obvious, the baton swirling. But I'm getting tap dancing is the thing that's pushing through the most. I don't know that it's going to be true for everybody, but somebody out there is thinking about tap dancing here in this month. Check it out. Try it out. Have some fun with it. In month 6, we have the Emperor. The Emperor is like the father of the tarot deck. It's a major arcana card. So he kind of sets the rules, the laws, the boundaries by which everyone should abide for your own protection. The intent is not to confine you. It is to hold you back until you have enough experience to reset, to move the boundaries out or shift them in the way that you want, at least initially when they're setting them up, when the universe is setting them up. This is you recognizing or sensing where your boundaries are and knowing that you are ready to shift them. You're ready to make a change. Some of those boundaries may be around old family and friends that maybe keep trying to track you down. You're like, nope, no, you may not cross. That means you also don't feed back, but it feels like you have truly moved on. They have not necessarily. So you're setting up that boundary and making it clear to everybody that you do not wish to have contact with these people anymore. And you will not have contact with these people anymore. And then also setting boundaries around how much time you spent on your creative things versus work versus other home life and spending time with friends. It's all about that. What are your boundaries? And even boundaries around knowing your past experience. What are your, there's a term for it, and it's not coming to me right now. But what are your red lines? What are your red flags? There we go. That if this happens, then no, we're not crossing that boundary. That type of thing. This is you recognizing that and kind of resetting and reflecting on that in this month and recognizing where you need to reinforce maybe certain things. But taking control, essentially. You are in control of your life, your destiny, and the way you want to do things and who you allow in or not to share your experiences, to partake of your energy. And then down here in month 7, we have the 6 of Wands. This is a victory card. This is the card saying, take the bow, accept the applause. You are inspiring so many other people, especially around your creative pursuits. So there's going to be some recognition here. Maybe it's an art show, an art show or a dance recital or something related to that creative expression of yours. Maybe it's a poetry slam or something like that. But there is recognition. You are inspiring others in how you do things and what you do in your creativity in some way. Don't belittle, don't shrink down. Just say thank you. Yes, I did do that. This is what inspired me. This is why I did this way and that way. This is how hard work doing something you're passionate about turns out. Accept the applause. Take the bow. Enjoy yourself. Get the flowers. In month 8, we have the Knight of Swords. So knights are like somebody who's just graduated or got their certification. They have the knowledge. They don't have any experience yet. And they're ready to get out there and try it and apply the knowledge that they have. Swords are an air element. Have we had swords yet? No. So this is about your intellect. It's about communication, beliefs, education, those things. The Knight of Swords is out there talking to the people, communicating in different ways, trying different ways to deliver their message in the appropriate way to the right audience or to different audiences. How can they communicate? That's what I'm mostly feeling for you, is that communication piece here. So this might be a new thing for you. Maybe it's different ways of sharing your art or your creative expression through writing in some way. Perhaps it is that poetry slam, or maybe it's writing a book or doing something that involves words and communication. Those are the primary, again, that's the primary thing that's sticking out for me, for you, is communication. Don't limit yourself to only one way to communicate your accomplishments or your thoughts on things. Spread yourself out and try different things that's going to benefit you and get your message out to more people. So this could be like, maybe you normally only send an email because that's how you've always done it in the past. But now maybe you put it on different social media sites. Maybe you also send maybe you put some flyers together and post them around the neighborhood or the community. Put them up in community centers. Maybe you go speak at different events. But it's putting yourself out there and getting your message out there. That's in month 8. In month 9, we have the Magician. This is another major arcana card. This is the first card in the major arcana. The Magician has all of the tools, all of the knowledge, and the experience, the connections to make things happen, to create whatever it is that they can dream of. That's you. This is you recognizing your power, really feeling your power to draw communities together, to create change in a positive way. You're able to manifest whatever it is that you can think of in some way. Whatever it is, you'll know what to do and how to do it, or you know the people who can make it happen. You're kind of flexing your power here in this month. And there's definitely that recognition, that confidence that you know how to make it happen. If you can't do it, you know who can. Recognizing that power in yourself and being very confident that you got everything you need to make it happen. Whatever the idea is, we can make it work. And then in month 10, we have the 5 of Cups. 5s in general indicate a challenge. And cups are about our emotions or intuition. A lot of times the 5 of Cups has to do with grieving something that you've lost. So it could be that this is where you're now starting to really feel this disconnection and stuff here. Or maybe you're sinking back into this event that happened and you keep focusing on that in this month anyway. For some reason, you're going back and obsessing over it a little bit and you keep thinking about that. And maybe you're worrying about it happening again. But you're getting yourself down a spiral into the past and you're not focusing on what's in front of you now, on the good things that are happening in your life. You need to let go of that. You need to release this anger or whatever energy you are still investing in this. You need to call that back to you. You have to let that go for your own advancement, for your own good. You don't need to get closure on it. I know sometimes we always want closure, but sometimes we don't get it. There needs to be acceptance there that it's not your responsibility to make this right. It's not your responsibility to go back and force them to acknowledge whatever. You need to try to let that go, to release that energy, to reclaim it and bring it forward so you can fill your cup where you are now. So you can invest that energy in the people that support you, in yourself, in where you are now. Because it's not worth your energy in this area to leave it there. That's yours. Don't give that to that. Keep it, reclaim it. You deserve it. You don't need to keep focusing back on that. It's not part of your life anymore. You got bigger and better things going on now. And then in month 11, we have the 7 of Cups. There's going to be a choice that you need to make here. You may have at least 7 things to choose from, but you need to narrow it down to 1. So 7 different choices. They're going to be in some way involving your emotions or your intuition. And you need to lean into that heavily when making this choice. It should be whichever one feels the most right for you, the one that you're most drawn to from an emotional perspective. It does not need to make logical sense here. This decision does not need to be logical. It needs to feel right. It needs to be the one that you're most drawn to for no particular reason other than it feels like the one you should be picking. This is a month where you really need to trust your emotions again and believe in yourself and your ability to pick the right thing. Because you can and you will. And then in month 12, we have the 10 of Wands. Now the 10s are the end of a cycle. And here we had the Pentacles. Now we have the Wands. What I'm feeling for this is you may be letting go of one of your creative projects or passions. You're ready to walk away from that because it's not one that you're into anymore. Maybe at one time you loved to paint and that was your thing. And you have all these paint supplies and these things, but now you're really into dance or writing or poetry. And that's okay. We change, we evolve, we are human. The pendulum is eternally swaying. The recommendation here is to let go of that stuff, to give it away to the community or to somebody else you know that could use that material, those paints, those canvases, whatever it is. Lend them or give them away so they're not sucking up your energy, your time, your space, because you really are no longer interested in that. And you know that if you do become interested again in that in the future, you would just get new stuff anyway, because a lot of that could be dried out or no longer good, or something could happen to it. Because right now you have new passions, new things that are feeding that energy, that creative expression for you, that you are more drawn to and more invested in. 10 of Wands is about letting go what no longer serves you, to only taking the things that you need to move forward into the future. Letting go of anything, any energies that just burden you. It's time to let go of the burdens, the things that just weigh you down, and only leave the things that help lift you up. And that is what I have for you, Taurus Sun, Capricorn Rising, for your year ahead. Please hit that like button and please hit subscribe to help me grow my channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you later.